There's a picture on the mantle in a worn-out wooden frame. The colors have all faded, but I still call your name. You're standing by that old oak tree with your hair caught in the breeze. Funny how one photograph can bring a man to his knees. Folks say time's a healer, that every wound will mend, but they don't know your favorite song, or where your laughter ends. I still set 2 cups of coffee most Sunday mornings too. Old habits don't grow when they were built on loving you. So I'll take one more look at you before I turn out the lights. One more smile to carry me through another lonely night. If memories were highways, I'd drive them all day through, just to spend one more sunset looking back at you. Our granddaughter asked me yesterday, "Grandpa, who is she?" I smiled and pulled her close to me, sat her on my knee. I said she taught me how to dance, she taught me how to pray, and every good thing you see in me, she helped put there that way. Love don't end at goodbye, it just learns another name. It lives inside the stories that we tell again. So I'll take one more look at you until my eyes grow dim, and when the good Lord calls me home, I'll walk right back to Him. I hope you're waiting by that oak, just like you used to do. And the first face that I see in heaven will be you. Some pictures fade with time, but love never loses its color. There's a little white house on Cedar Hill with a swing that creaks at night. Every evening just before sunset, she turns on the porch light. Folks say, why waste the electricity? Nobody's coming by. She just smiles and tips her head, never tells them why. 40 years ago, one winter night, her truck broke down in snow. No phone, no map, no passing cars, just miles of frozen road. And she saw one little light ahead, like a star through the trees. An old couple took her in that night and brought her to her knees. So she leaves the porch light on for the stranger passing through, 'cause somebody once left theirs on when she didn't know what to do. Kindness has a funny way of finding its way back home. That's why every night in Cedar Hill, she leaves the porch light on. Last October, just after midnight, a young boy knocked in fear. His little sister wrapped in his coat, shivering ear to ear. She made them soup and warmed their hands, called their mama too. Before they left, she smiled and said, someone once did this for me. The world keeps getting louder, everybody's in a race, but sometimes heaven hides itself in an ordinary place. So leave your porch light shining, even if nobody comes. You never know who's praying for a place that's safe and warm. A single light can change a life more than you'll ever know. Love doesn't need a spotlight sometimes, it just needs a porch light. Tonight, somewhere down a lonely road, someone's still looking for a light. On the top shelf in the hallway, there's a Bible bound in black. The leather's worn, the pages faded, with the corners folded back. You can smell the years upon it like cedar dust and rain. Every crease tells someone's story, every tear recalls a name. Grandpa read it every morning before the rooster crowed. He'd wipe his glasses with his sleeve, then thank the Lord for home. He didn't preach in fancy churches or wear a preacher's coat, but every life he ever touched still remembers what he wrote. Grandpa's Bible never gathered dust, it gathered broken hearts. before I found my own faith, it found me every day. When we laid him in that hillside beneath the old white pine, Grandma held that Bible tightly like she was holding time. She smiled through tears and whispered, "He's finally gone back home." Then she placed it in my shaking hands and said, "Now lead them on." Now my son climbs in beside me every Sunday afternoon. He points at Grandpa's handwriting and asks me, "Was he like you?" I smile and say, "I hope one day you'll say I was like him." Grandpa's Bible still gets open, though his voice is long grown still. His fingerprints may all have faded, but his prayers are with us still. When my race on earth is over, don't bury it with me. Pass it to another child and let the story keep breathing. Some men leave behind a fortune, some leave behind a farm. My grandpa left us something greater, a faith that outlived his heartbeat. Papa wore an old gold pocket watch every single day. He'd wind it every morning, then bow his head and pray. He'd say, "Son, this watch ain't special, it's just steel and glass and hands. But time's the only thing in life you never get again." When I turned 18 that summer, he placed it in my hand. So don't chase every dollar, don't try to please every man. Spend your time on things that matter: faith, your family, truth. The clock don't care how rich you get, it only counts your youth. Papa's pocket watch keeps ticking, though his hands have long grown still. Every second whispers softly, "Did you love the best you could?" It don't measure fame or fortune, or the dreams you left behind. It only asked one simple question: how did you spend your time? Years rolled by like autumn leaves, I hardly noticed them. Working late most every evening, thinking I'll make wake up before it went. One night my little daughter asked, "Daddy, will you come outside?" I looked down at Papa's old watch, then I put my keys aside. We watched the fireflies dancing as the sunset turned to gold. That's when I finally understood what Papa tried to tell. Papa's pocket watch keeps ticking, not upon a chain of gold, but inside the hearts of people who remember what they're told. One day I'll hand it to my grandson when he's old enough to know that life ain't counted by the years, it's counted by the love you choose to show. The watch still keeps perfect time. I just pray that I do.
There's an old bridge on Miller Road, built from oak in time. The paint's all gone, the rails lean low, but it's held up just fine. Daddy taught me how to skip a stone, standing on that rail. He said, "Son, life ain't about the throw, it's where your heart will land." That's where I stole my first kiss, underneath the summer moon. That's where she said she'd love me forever, starting June. We carved our names into the wood, thinking time would never win. Funny how forever feels when you're young and innocent. That old bridge carried more than wheels, it carried dreams and prayers. It held the weight of broken hearts and love beyond repair. Some roads fade into memory, some never leave your soul. I'm the man I am today because of that old road. Last October they replaced it with concrete, steel and lights, safer for the heavy trucks, better built for modern times. But they couldn't pour the memories or bolt them into place. Some foundations aren't made of stone, they're made of love and grace. beside the river and tell him, take my hand. I say, strong things aren't remembered because they've never been. They're remembered 'cause they carried us until the very end. That old bridge still carries me, though it's nowhere to be found. Every lesson Daddy taught me still echoes in the sound of the river rolling gently like it did when I was 10. Some places disappear, but they never really end. The bridge is gone, the river still flows, and every time I cross it, I still feel like I'm going home.
On a cliff above the ocean stood a lighthouse old and tall. Every night he'd light the lantern, watching over one and all. Captain Joe had kept that beacon for nearly 40 years. He'd seen storms and calm together. He'd seen joy and he'd seen tears. Then the county sent a letter, said technology's moved on. The lighthouse won't be needed by the time this summer's gone. Joe just smiled and tipped his cap, folded up the page. Some things don't lose their purpose just because they've lost the stage. He said a light ain't just for sailors, it's for anybody lost. Sometimes all a soul needs is to know what hope has cost. You don't have to stand in oceans or shine across the sea. You can be a lighthouse, son, for someone just like me. That last night the harbor gathered, boats stretched out for miles. Every captain blew their whistle, every child wore a smile. Joe lit one last evening lantern, watched it paint the waves in gold, then whispered to the setting sun, take good care of them when I'm old. Now the light There's a little shop on County Road with a crooked open sign. You could hear the wrenches singing before the morning sunshine. Old Johnson wore the same blue cap, grease-stained every seam. He never fixed a broken heart, but he'd sure fix everything between. He'd patch your tire for $5, sometimes he wouldn't charge a dime. If he knew your kids were struggling, he'd just say, "Pay me next time." The coffee pot was always full, the stories never ceased. Some folks came to fix their trucks, most came to find some peace. There was a light in Johnson's garage, brighter than the neon sign. It wasn't hanging from the ceiling, it was the way he lived his life. He taught us every bolt gets tighter, one turn at a time. And broken things ain't always broken, sometimes they just need time. One cold December morning, the garage door stayed closed. The town grew strangely quiet, like everybody knew. We gathered there that Friday, with engines lined for miles. Nobody came for repairs that day, we just came to say goodbye. Now his grandson turns the wrenches in that same old weathered place, and every customer who walks inside still sees Johnson's face. There's still a light in Johnson's garage, though the old man's gone away. It shines through honest working hands at the end of every day. You don't have to change the whole wide world to leave a lasting mark. Sometimes all it takes is keeping one little light on in the dark. The sign still says open, the coffee's still hot, and kindness is still the best thing ever repaired in that old shop. I was skipping stones one Sunday down where the river bends, when the sunlight caught a little gold buried deep beneath the sand. I picked it up and wiped it clean, the engraving caught my eye. Forever yours, June 18, and I wondered who and why. Old Miss Eleanor smiled and said, "I know that ring real well. Your granddad lost it fishing there the summer that he fell. He searched for weeks, then laughed and said, love ain't worn on hands." Your grandma kissed him on the cheek and said, "I understand." Some things are worth more when they're lost than when they're brand new. Love ain't measured by a golden band or words we say are true. Time may leave its fingerprint
everything we own. But the strongest vows are written where no one else is shown. I carried that old ring back home, laid it in Grandma's hand. She smiled through tears and whispered low, I've missed you, old friend. She didn't put it on again, she simply held it tight, like she was holding 40 years on one quiet summer night. She said, your grandpa wasn't perfect, Lord knows we had our storms, but every morning he chose love, that's what kept our hearts warm. The ring went back into its box beside their wedding picture, not because it lost its shine, but because its work was finished. The greatest love was never gold or diamonds bought in town. It was two hands that kept reaching, even when life wore them down. The river kept on flowing, the years kept rolling by, but love like that old ring never really disappears.
The station ain't been busy since the mill shut down in '83. The ticket windows boarded up, the tracks grow weeds for free. But every time I pass that place, I still hear that whistle blow. That's where my daddy hugged me tight and said, son, I'll be home. He left to find a better job 300 miles away. He wrote a letter every month till the letter slipped away. Mama said, don't lose your faith, your daddy's doing all he can. So every Friday after school I'd wait there like a man. I watched the last train into Willow Creek every Friday night, looking through the windows for a face I knew by sight. Some dreams ride the rails forever, some never make it home. But hope can keep a young boy waiting long after he's grown. Years rolled by like freight cars, one after one they passed. I married, raised a family, thought those memories wouldn't last. Then one cold November morning, the phone rang just before dawn. They found his old suitcase in a depot with my childhood name still on. Inside was a faded picture, a wooden toy train too, and a note that simply read, son, I never stopped coming home to you. kids with me to that station every spring. I tell them love ain't measured by the time that life can bring. Sometimes people lose the battle to roads they didn't choose, but a father's love keeps traveling long after the train is through. The tracks have long gone silent, the station stands alone, but every time the wind blows through, I still hear, son, I'm coming home. There was a fence between our fields, but it wasn't always there. It started with a stubborn word, then years of empty air. We stopped waving from our tractors, stopped talking on the phone. Funny how two brothers can feel so far from home. Mama cried every Christmas, setting one too many plates. She'd say one day you'll both come back, but pride just made us late. Daddy never chose a side, he'd only bow his head and pray, saying broken hearts are harder to fix than boards that rot away. We built a fence we never mended, board by board, year by year, not with nails but angry silence and words we wouldn't hear. The longest road I ever walked was only 20 yards, from my front porch to my brother's, with a stubborn heart. When Daddy passed that autumn, the lawyer read his will. The farm belongs to both my boys if they'll work it still. We stood there in that old machine shed, not knowing what to say. Then my brother reached his weathered hand, and the years just washed away. Some harvests grow from good rich soil, some grow from tears and grace. Sometimes God plants forgiveness in the hardest place. So we tore that fence down together, one post at a time, laughing about the years we lost, wishing we'd been wiser. Now our children run those open fields where anger used to stand. Turns out the strongest thing two brothers own isn't land, it's each other's hand. The fence is gone now, but every spring wildflowers bloom right where it used to be.
There's an old guitar above the fireplace, covered in a coat of dust. Its strings are old, its body's worn, but it's stronger than the rust. Daddy played it every Friday night, after supper on the porch. He'd sing about love, God, and home, till the stars lit up the north. When Mama left this world behind, he never played again. He hung that guitar on the wall, like goodbye was the end. The house grew quiet year by year, only memories filled the room. Even silence had a melody that always sang of June. 'Cause the guitar never forgot every song, every prayer, every laugh around the kitchen table still echoed in the air. Wood may crack and strings may break, but love don't disappear. The hands stop playing someday, the music stays right here. Last Sunday, my little grandson reached up and took it down. He said, "Grandpa, teach me one of his songs, the ones that made Grandma smile." I tuned those rusty strings again, though my hands began to shake. Then the whole house came alive with every note we make. Some people leave behind their money, some leave houses, land and gold, but a song passed down through generations is a treasure that never grows old. The guitar never forgot, and neither will we. Every chord still tells the story of the roots that made our family. When I'm gone, don't hang it high, don't let it gather dust. Put it in the hands of someone young, and let the music teach them love. The old guitar didn't need fixing, it just needed someone willing to play it again. There's an old mailbox on Route 9, leaning just a little to the west. paint's all gone, the flag won't stay, but it still stands with the rest. My granddad built it back in '52 with cedar from the family land. He said, son, every road needs a place where hope can find a man. Mama waited by that mailbox for letters from my brother overseas. Every truck that rattled down that road would bring her to her knees. Some days it carried birthday cards, some days bills she couldn't pay. But once it brought a folded note saying he'd be home in May. That old mailbox never chose what it carried in its frame. Good news, bad news, joy or pain, it welcomed all the same. Life's a lot like that old mailbox. You never know what's on the way, but hope keeps raising that little red flag every single day. Now my little girl's 8 years old. She runs there after school, asking if there's anything for her, like children always do. Most days she comes back smiling, even when it's empty inside. I guess hope don't need a reason, it just needs somewhere to hide. Someday I'll build another one for a home that's yet to be. Not because we need the letters, but because she'll remember me. That old mailbox taught me more than any schoolhouse ever could. To wait with faith, to love with patience, and believe tomorrow's good. When my traveling days are over and these hands have had their say, I hope somebody leaves fresh flowers by that old mailbox someday. Some folks leave behind a fortune, some leave behind a name, but the greatest gift you can leave someone is a reason to keep hoping. There's an old payphone by Miller's store, covered up with rust and dust. Folks don't stop there anymore, now it's just forgotten stuff. But I remember standing there with 2 quarters in my hand, calling home to hear my mama say, son, come back when you can. Billy called his high school sweetheart before he shipped off overseas. Said, I'll marry you come Christmas if the good Lord lets me leave. She still wears that wedding ring, though Billy never made it home. Sometimes forever starts with words spoken through a telephone. That old payphone heard it all, the laughter and the tears, the I love yous, the I'm sorries, and the hopes through all the years. You could tear it from the sidewalk, but you can't erase the sound of every heart that ever beat around the last payphone in town. I stopped there just this morning, though I knew it wouldn't rain. Ran my hand across the receiver like it still remembered things. Funny how a piece of metal can hold a lifetime in your mind. Some places keep our memories long after they lose their shine. Now everybody's looking down, talking through a screen, but somehow we say a little less than we did back then, it seems. That old payphone heard first kisses, last goodbyes and newborn cries. It carried voices full of faith across impossible nights. Maybe progress keeps on rolling, and maybe that's alright. But I'd give anything to hear that old receiver one more time. The line went quiet years ago, but if those wires could still speak, they'd tell the story of a little town that learned love one call at a time.
If you ever read this letter, I'll probably have gray skies above. Maybe you'll know me through old pictures, the stories told with love. Your mama says you've got my eyes,
though I've never seen your face. I've been praying every evening that the Lord will give you grace. There'll be days you'll feel like quitting, when this world ain't fair or kind. Don't let bitterness take root, son. Leave the heavy things behind. Hold the door for every stranger. Tell the truth when no one sees. The strongest men I've ever known spent their lives down on their knees. If you ever read this letter, know I loved you from the start. Before I ever held your hand, you were written on my heart. I may not walk beside you or teach you how to drive, but every word upon these pages is my way of staying in your life. Take your mama dancing sometimes. Even after all these years, she'll smile and say she's doing fine, though she's hiding little tears. She's the bravest soul I've ever known, so be the man she proudly raised. Love her like I always try to, for the rest of all your days. And if one day you become a father, holding your own little child, you'll understand why grown men cry when they simply smile. If you ever read this letter, don't remember what I missed. Remember with your name upon my lips. And when the evening sun is falling, stand beneath that western sky. If the wind should brush your shoulder, just smile. I'll be saying I'm proud of you. Some fathers leave fortunes, some leave a name. I only hope I leave you enough love evening around 6:30, he'd walk down Willow Lane with a cane in one hand, an old brown hat, through the sunshine or the rain. He'd sit beneath that willow tree, watching children laugh and play. Then he'd tip his hat to everyone before the light slipped away. Folks would whisper, "Who's he waiting for? His wife passed years ago." Some said maybe she'd come back somehow, though deep down they all knew. But every day he'd take that seat, like he'd done for half his life, with a smile that held 1,000 tears for the love he'd called his wife. On the bench by the willow, where the evening shadows fall, some promises outlive the years and never fade at all. Love ain't measured by forever, or by how long two hearts can stay. Sometimes love is simply showing up every single day. One young boy finally asked him, "Sir, why do you come here alone?" The old man smiled and looked ahead before he softly spoke. 40 years ago she asked me if one day I leave first. Promise me you'll meet me here each night until the Lord calls you home. The boy sat down beside him. Neither one had much to say. Sometimes the loudest lessons in this life are whispered anyway. So if you pass that willow tree and see one empty chair, remember that old courthouse still stands proudly, though the paint's begun to fade. The barber's gone, the hardware's closed, and the cinema's been replaced. But the clock above the square still chimes, just like it always did. Funny how some things keep perfect time, while the rest of us just live. Mrs. Carter still bakes apple pies for every church bake sale. Old Mr. Jenkins feeds the birds, then checks the morning mail. Kids still ride their bicycles down Maple Avenue. Some things never lose their way, they just wait for you. The old town clock keeps ticking. They don't care who's rich or poor. It watched us leave with bigger dreams, then welcomed us once more. Time can change the world around you, and silver can turn to gray, but the heart of a little hometown never really fades away. I stopped beside my father's grave, brushed the leaves from off the stone. I smiled and said I made it back, though I never felt alone. The wind rolled through the cedar trees like an answer from above. Home isn't where you started, it's where you're remembered with love. Life's a highway with 1,000 turns, some smooth, some rough to ride, but every road worth traveling leads you back inside. The old town clock keeps ticking long after we're all gone. It measures more than passing years, it counts the hearts that carried on. If my name is ever spoken, when these boots have walked their last, I hope they say he loved his people and left this town better than he passed. The hands keep turning, the bell still rings, and somewhere a little town is still teaching the world what really matters.
I spent 20 years chasing dollars, working 6 long days a week. Thought the good life wore a necktie, and success was what you'd keep. Bought a house up on the hillside with a view money couldn't hide, but every room just echoed louder when there was no one by my side. You can't buy Sunday or your little girl's first smile. You can't buy the front porch laughter or one more country mile. You can't buy the time you wasted trying to own this world somehow. The richest man ain't the one with the most. He's the one who's home right now. I drove back to my hometown just to clear my troubled mind. Saw my old man on his tractor like he'd never left behind. He shut the engine down and grinned, said, "Son, you've been gone too long." Then he hugged me without saying much. Some love don't need a song. You can't buy Sunday when the choir starts to sing. You can't buy your mama's cooking or the peace forgiveness brings. You can't buy another sunset after yesterday's gone. The best things that you'll ever own were never yours to own. Now I leave my phone inside the truck and watch the evening sky. Funny how slowing down a little can make a lifetime feel alive. You can't buy Sunday or the prayers your grandma prayed. You can't buy the love that stayed with you long after she passed away. So if you're chasing everything, make sure you don't miss home. 'Cause when the good Lord calls your name, love is all you're taking home. The bank counts dollars, heaven counts moments.
There's a little red sign by the highway, faded from the summer sun. Says closing Friday at 6 o'clock after 41 years of serving everyone.
Miss Annie still knows every regular. She doesn't need a pad or pen. She'll smile and say the usual, like she always has back then.
by the window is where my daddy asked Mom to dance.
Well, not right there in the diner, but that's where he found a chance.
They talked till they turned the chairs upside down.
The coffee had long gone cold. Funny how forever starts with stories quietly told. So pour one last cup of coffee, let it warm these weathered hands, raise it high forever in memory, and all the dreams this place has planned. Some buildings fall to pieces, some stories never do. You can lock the front door forever, but you can't close the truth.
Old Joe still sits there every Tuesday, reading yesterday's news.
Says I've buried half the folks I knew, but I still come for the view. The waitress laughed and topped him off like she had 1,000 times. You don't measure places by their walls, you measure them by lives. Tomorrow they'll tear that building down, put a parking lot in its place, but they can't bulldoze the laughter or the tears we left in grace. Every cup held someone's story, every table heard a prayer. If those old walls could sing tonight, heaven would stop and stare. So pour one last cup of coffee for the ones who've come and gone, for the first hello, the last goodbye, and every heart that carried on. Life keeps driving down the highway like a truck beneath the moon, but somewhere in this old world there's always room for one more afternoon. The coffee pot went silent, but the stories never will.
I unlocked the barn this morning for the first time since he passed. Dust was dancing through the sunlight like it knew the years had passed. His old hat was on the workbench, his gloves were hanging by the door. Then I saw those worn-out cowboy boots right where he'd left them before. Daddy's old boots never walked on easy ground. They earned every mile on this little patch of town. They stood of everything he stood for. He never drove a brand new pickup, never wore an expensive suit, but he'd stop to help a stranger before he'd buy himself new boots. Mama used to smile and tell me, your daddy's rich, can't you see? Back then I didn't understand, but now those words mean everything. Daddy's old boots never chased a life of gold. They walked beside the broken, and they carried heavy loads. They knelt beside my bedside, taught these hands to pray. Now every step I take in life, I still hear what he'd say. One day my little boy asked me, Dad, why don't you throw these away? I smiled and pulled him closer. Then I heard myself say, these old boots remind me, son, that a man is more than what he owns. It's the promises he keeps and the love he leaves at home. When they lay me down someday, don't remember what I bought, just remember I tried to live the way your grandpa taught. The leather's cracked, the soles are worn, but some footprints never fade.
There's an old dirt road where the blackbirds fly, past a church with a weathered steeple, where everybody knows your daddy's name, and a handshake's still enough for people. That little town ain't changed much at all, just the faces and the years gone by. But every time I cross that county line, it feels like coming back to life. Give me one more sunset home, where the fields turn gold and the river rolls, where mama's supper's on the stove and daddy's stories never grow old. You can keep your city lights, your fast lanes and your silver skies. I trade it all before tomorrow for one more sunset home. That old porch swing still sings the same song every time the evening breeze comes through. There's a coffee cup on the kitchen table, like somebody's still waiting for you. Funny how the smallest things can bring a grown man to his knees. A photograph, an old front gate, or the smell of fresh cut cedar trees. Give me one more sunset home, where the stars still shine without a fight, where love is spoken without words and wrongs are made right overnight. You can have your crowded streets, your tall glass towers touching skies. I'd rather hear those crickets singing under one more sunset home. Life keeps moving like a freight train, never slowing for our plans. But I've learned the richest roads in life lead right back where they began. Give me one more sunset home where forgiveness lives beside the fire, where little dreams become enough and simple hearts never tire. When my final day is done, lay me where the wildflowers grow, so I can watch forever. One more sunset home. Some folks spend their whole lives searching, only to find that home was never a place they left behind. There's a picture on the mantle in a worn-out wooden frame. The colors have all faded, but I still call your name. You're standing by that old oak tree with your hair caught in the breeze. Funny how one photograph can bring a man to his knees. Folks say time's a healer, that every wound will mend, but they don't know your favorite song or where your laughter ends. I still set 2 cups of coffee most Sunday mornings too. Old habits don't grow old when they were built on loving you. So I'll take one more look at you before I turn out the light. One more smile to carry me through another lonely night. If memories were highways, I'd drive them all day through, just to spend one more sunset looking back at you. Our granddaughter asked me yesterday, "Grandpa, who is she?" I smiled and pulled her close to me, sat her on my knee. I said she taught me how to dance, she taught me how to pray, and every good thing you see in me, she helped put there that way. Love don't end at goodbye, it just learns another name. It lives inside the stories that we tell again. So I'll take one more look at you until my eyes grow dim, and when the good Lord calls me home, I'll walk right back to Him. I hope you're waiting by
first face that I see in heaven will be you. Some pictures fade with time, but love never loses its color.
There's a little white house on Cedar Hill with a swing that creaks at night. Every evening just before sunset, she turns on the porch light. Folks say, why waste the electricity? Nobody's coming by. She just smiles and tips her head, never tells them why. 40 years ago, one winter night, her truck broke down in snow. No phone, no map, no passing cars, just miles of frozen road. Then she saw one little light ahead, like a star through the trees. An old couple took her in that night and brought her to her knees. So she leaves the porch light on for the stranger passing through. Somebody once left theirs on when she didn't know what to do. Kindness has a funny way of finding its way back home. That's why every night in Cedar Hill, she leaves the porch light on. Last October, just after midnight, a young boy knocked in fear. His little sister wrapped in his coat, shivering ear to ear. She made them soup and warmed their hands, called their mama too. Before they left, she smiled and said, someone once did this for me. The world keeps getting louder, everybody's in a race, but sometimes heaven hides itself in an ordinary place. So leave your porch light shining, even if nobody comes. You never know who's praying for a place that's safe and warm. A single light can change a life more than you'll ever know. Love doesn't need a spotlight, sometimes it just needs a porch light. Tonight, somewhere down a lonely road, someone's still looking for a light.
On the top shelf in the hallway, there's a Bible bound in black. The leather's worn, the pages faded, with the corners folded back. You can smell the years upon it, like cedar dust and rain. Every crease tells someone's story, every tear recalls a name. Grandpa read it every morning before the rooster crowed. He'd wipe his glasses with his sleeve, then thank the Lord for home. He didn't preach in fancy churches or wear a preacher's coat, but every life he ever touched still remembers what he wrote. Grandpa's Bible never gathered dust, it gathered broken hearts. It taught us how to stand back up when life tore us apart. It wasn't just a book of words, it was a lamp along the way. Long before I found my own faith, it found me every day. When we laid him in that hillside beneath the old white pine, and Grandma held that Bible tightly, like she was holding time. She smiled through tears and whispered, "He's finally gone back home." Then she placed it in my shaking hands and said, "Now lead them on." Now my son climbs in beside me every Sunday afternoon. He points at Grandpa's handwriting and asks me, "Was he like you?" I smile and say, "I hope one day you'll say I was like him." Grandpa's Bible still gets opened, though his voice has long grown still. His fingerprints may all have faded, but his prayers are with us still. When my race on earth is over, don't bury it with me. Pass it to another child and
let the story keep breathing. Some men leave behind a fortune, some leave behind a farm. My grandpa left us something greater, a faith that outlived his heartbeat.
Papa wore an old gold pocket watch every single day. He'd wind it every morning, then bow his head and pray. He'd say, "Son, this watch ain't special. It's just steel and glass and hands. But time's the only thing in life you never get again." When I turned 18 that summer, he placed it in my hand. Said, "Don't chase every dollar, don't try to please every man. Spend your time on things that matter, faith, your family, truth. The clock don't care how rich you get, it only counts your youth." Papa's pocket watch keeps ticking, though his hands have long grown still. Every second whispers softly, "Did you love the best you could?" Don't measure fame or fortune, or the dreams you left behind. It only asks one simple question: how did you spend your time? Years rolled by like autumn leaves, I hardly noticed then. Working late most every evening, thinking I'll make up for it when one night my little daughter asked, "Daddy, will you come outside?" I looked down at Papa's old watch, then I put my keys aside. We watched the fireflies dancing as the sunset turned to gold. That's when I finally what Papa tried to tell. Papa's pocket watch keeps There's There's an old bridge on Miller Road, built from oak in time. The paint's all gone, the rails lean low, but it's held up just fine. Daddy taught me how to skip a stone, standing on that rail. He said, son, life ain't about the throat, it's where your heart will land. That's where I stole my first kiss, underneath the summer moon. That's where she said she'd love me forever, starting June. We carved our names into the wood, thinking time would never win. Funny how forever feels when you're young and innocent. That old bridge carried more than wheels, it carried dreams and prayers. It held the weight of broken hearts and love beyond repair. Some roads fade into memory, some never leave your soul. I'm the man I am today because of that old road. Last October they replaced it with concrete, steel and lights, safer for the heavy trucks, better built for modern times. But they couldn't pour the memories or bolt them into place. Some foundations aren't made of stone, they're made of love and grace. Now my little boy asks questions about the bridge that used to stand. So I take him down beside the river and tell him, take my hand. I say, strong things aren't remembered because they never bend. They're remembered cause they carried us until the very end. That old bridge still carries me, though it's nowhere to be found. Every lesson Daddy taught me still echoes in the sound of the river rolling gently like it did when I was 10. Some places disappear, but they never really end. The bridge is gone, the river still flows, and every time I cross it, I still feel like I'm going home. On a cliff above the ocean stood a lighthouse old and tall. Every night he'd light the lantern, watching over one and all. Captain Joe kept that beacon for nearly 40 years. He'd seen storms and come together, he'd seen joy, and he'd seen tears. Then the county sent a letter, said technology's moved on. The lighthouse won't be needed by the time this summer's gone. Joe just smiled and tipped his cap, folded up the page. Some things don't lose their purpose just because they've lost the stage. He said a light ain't just for sailors, it's for anybody lost. Sometimes all a soul needs is to know what hope has cost. You don't have to stand in oceans or shine across the sea. You can be a lighthouse, son, for someone just like me. That last night the harbor gathered, boats stretched out for miles. Every captain blew their whistle, every child wore a smile. Joe lit one last evening lantern and watched it paint the waves in gold. Then whispered to the setting sun, take good care of them when I'm old. Now the lighthouse stands in silence, tourists stop to take a look. But every kid around this town still remembers what Joe taught. A light ain't measured by its brightness or how far its beam can go. It's measured by the lives it changes without needing anyone to know. And when my days are over, don't carve my name in stone. Just be the light for someone else, then I'll know I'm home. The lantern finally went dark, but the man who carried it never did.
There's a little shop on County Road with a crooked open sign. You could hear the wrenches singing before the morning sunshine. Old Johnson wore the same blue cap, grease-stained every seam. He never fixed a broken heart, but he'd sure fix everything between. He'd patch your tire for $5. Sometimes he wouldn't charge a dime. If he knew your kids were struggling, he'd just say, pay me next time. The coffee pot was always full, the stories never ceased. Some folks came to fix their trucks, most came to find some peace. There was a light in Johnson's garage, brighter than the neon sign. It wasn't hanging from the ceiling, it was the way he lived his life. He taught us every bolt gets tighter, one turn at a time, and broken things ain't always
Sometimes they just need time. One cold December morning, the garage door stayed closed. The town grew strangely quiet, like everybody knew. We gathered there that Friday, with engines lined for miles. Nobody came for repairs that day. We just came to say goodbye. Now his grandson turns the wrenches in that same old weathered place, and every customer who walks inside still sees Johnson's face. There's still a light in Johnson's garage, though the old man's gone away. It shines through honest working hands at the end of every day. You don't have to change the whole wide world to leave a lasting mark. Sometimes all it takes is keeping one little light on in the dark. The sign still says open, the coffee's still hot, and kindness is still the best thing ever repaired in that old shop. I was skipping stones one Sunday down where the river bends, when the sunlight caught a little gold buried deep beneath the sand. I picked it up and wiped it clean. The engraving caught my eye. Forever yours, June 18. And I wondered who and why. Old Miss Eleanor smiled and said, I know that ring real well. Your granddad lost it fishing there the summer that he fell. He searched for weeks, then laughed and said, love ain't worn on hands. Your grandma kissed him on the cheek and said, I understand. Some things are worth more when they're lost than when they're brand new. Love ain't measured by a golden band, or words we say are true. Time may leave its fingerprints on everything we own, but the strongest vows are written where no one else is shown. I carried that old ring back home She smiled through tears and whispered low, I've missed you, old friend. She didn't put it on again. She simply held it tight, like she was holding 40 years on one quiet summer night. She said, your grandpa wasn't perfect, Lord knows we had our storms, but every morning he chose love. That's what kept our hearts warm. The ring went back into its box beside their wedding picture, not because it lost its shine, but because its work was finished. The greatest love was never gold or diamonds bought in town. It was two hands that kept reaching, even when life wore them down. The river kept on flowing, the years kept rolling by, but love like that old ring never really disappears.
The station ain't been busy since the mill shut down in '83. The ticket windows boarded up, the tracks grow weeds for free. But every time I pass that place, I still hear that whistle blow. That's where my daddy hugged me tight and said, son, I'll be home. He left to find a better job 300 miles away. He wrote a letter every month till the letter slipped away. Mama said, don't lose your faith, your daddy's doing all he can. So every Friday after school I'd wait there like a man. I watched the last train into Willow Creek every Friday night, looking through the windows for a face I knew by sight. Some dreams ride the rails forever, some never make it home, but hope can keep a young boy waiting long after he's grown. Years roll by like freight cars, one after one they passed. I married, raised a family, thought those memories wouldn't last. Then one cold November morning, the phone rang just before dawn. They found his old suitcase in a depot with my childhood name still on. Inside was a faded picture, a wooden toy train too, and a note that simply read, son, I never stopped coming home to you. Now I bring my grandkids with me to that station every spring. I tell them love ain't measured by the time that life can bring. Sometimes people lose the battle to roads they didn't choose, but a father's love keeps traveling long after the train is through. The tracks have long gone silent, the station stands alone, but every time the wind blows through, I still hear son, I'm coming home.
Was a fence between our fields, but it wasn't always there. It started with a stubborn word, then years of empty air. We stopped waving from our tractors, stopped talking on the phone. Funny how two brothers can feel so far from home. Mama cried every Christmas, setting one too many plates. She'd say one day you'll both come back, but pride just made us late. Daddy never chose a side, he'd only bow his head and pray, saying broken hearts are harder to fix than boards that rot away. We built a fence we never mended, board by board, year by year, not with nails but angry silence and words we wouldn't hear. The longest road I ever walked was only 20 yards, from my front porch to my brother's, with a stubborn heart. Daddy passed that autumn, the lawyer read his will. The farm belongs to both my boys, if they'll work it still. We stood there in that old machine shed, not knowing what to say. Then my brother reached his weathered hand, and the years just washed away. Some harvest grow from good rich soil, some grow from tears and grace. Sometimes God plants forgiveness in the hardest place. So we tore that fence down together, one post at a time, laughing about the years we lost, wishing we'd been wiser. Now our children run those open fields where anger used to stand. Turns out the strongest thing two brothers own isn't land, it's each other's hand. The fence is gone now, but every spring wildflowers bloom right where it used to be. There's an old guitar above the fireplace, covered in a coat of dust. Its strings are old, its body's worn, but it's stronger than the rust. Daddy played it every Friday night, after supper on the porch. He'd sing about love, God, and home, till the stars lit up the north. When Mama left this world behind, he never played again. He hung that guitar on the wall like goodbye was the end. The house grew quiet year by year, only memories filled the room. Even the silence had a melody that always sang of June. 'Cause the guitar never forgot every song, every prayer, every laugh around the kitchen table still echoed in the air. Wood may crack and strings may break, but love don't disappear. The hand stopped playing someday, the music stays right here. Last Sunday my little grandson reached up and took it down. He said, "Grandpa, teach me one of his songs, the ones that made Grandma smile." I tuned those rusty strings again, though my hands began to shake. Then the whole house came alive with every note we'd make. Some people leave behind their money, some leave houses, land, and gold. But a song passed down through generations is a treasure that never grows old. The guitar never forgot, and neither will we. Every chord still tells the story of the roots that made our family. When I'm gone, don't hang it high, don't let it gather dust. Put it in the hands of someone young, and let the music teach them love. The old guitar didn't need fixing, it just needed someone willing to play it again. There's an old mailbox on Route 9, leaning just a little to the west. The paint's all gone, the flag won't stay, but it still stands with the rest. My granddad built it back in '52 with cedar from the family land. He said, "Son, every road needs a place where hope can find a man." Mama waited by that mailbox for letters from my brother overseas. Every truck that rattled down that road would bring her to her knees. Some days it carried birthday cards, some days bills she couldn't pay. But once it brought a folded note saying he'd be home in May. That old mailbox never chose what it carried in its frame. Good news, bad news, joy or pain, it welcomed all the same. Life's a lot like that old mailbox. You never know what's on the way, but hope keeps raising that little red flag every single day. Now my little girl's 8 years old. She runs there after school, asking if there's anything for her, like children always do. Most days she comes back smiling, even when it's empty inside. I guess hope don't need a reason, it just needs somewhere to hide. Someday I'll build another one for a home that's yet to be. Not because we need the letters, but because you remember me. That old mailbox taught me more than any schoolhouse ever could. To wait with faith, to love with patience, and believe tomorrow's good. When my traveling days are over and these hands have had their say, I hope somebody leaves fresh flowers by that old mailbox someday. Some folks leave behind a fortune, some leave behind a name, but the greatest gift you can leave someone is a reason to keep hoping. There's an old payphone by Miller's store, covered up with rust and dust. Folks don't stop there anymore. Now it's just forgotten stuff. But I remember standing there with 2 quarters in my hand, calling home to hear my mama say, "Son, come back when you can." Billy called his high school sweetheart before he shipped off overseas. Said, "I'll marry you, come Christmas, if the good Lord lets me leave. She still wears that wedding ring, though Billy never made it home. Sometimes forever starts with words spoken through a telephone. That old payphone heard it all, the laughter and the tears, the I love yous, the I'm sorries, and the hopes through all the years. You could tear it from the sidewalk, but you can't erase the sound of every heart that ever beat around the last payphone in town. I stopped there just this morning, though I knew it wouldn't ring. Ran my hand across the receiver like it still remembered things. Funny how a piece of metal can hold a lifetime in your mind. Some places keep our memories long after they lose their shine. Everybody's looking down, talking through a screen, but somehow we say a little less than we did back then, it seems. That old payphone heard first. If you ever read this letter, I'll probably have gray skies above. Maybe you'll know me through old pictures and the stories told with love. Your mama says you've got my eyes, though I've never seen face. I've been praying every evening that the Lord will give you grace. There'll be days you'll feel like quitting, when this world ain't fair or kind. Don't let bitterness take root, son. Leave the heavy things behind. Hold the door for every stranger. Tell the truth when no one sees. The strongest men I've ever known spent their lives down on their knees. If you ever read this letter, know I loved you from the start. Before I ever held your hand, you were written on my heart. I may not walk beside you or teach you how to drive, but every word upon these pages is my way of staying in your life. Take your mama dancing sometimes.
Even after all these years, she'll smile and say she's doing fine, though she's hiding little tears. She's the bravest soul I've ever known, so be the man she'd proudly raise. Love her like I always tried to, for the rest of all your days. And if one day you become a father, holding your own little child, you'll understand why grown men cry when they simply smile. If you ever read this letter, don't remember what I missed. Remember every prayer I prayed, with your name upon my lips. And when the evening sun is falling, stand beneath that western sky. If the wind should brush your shoulder, just smile. I'll be saying I'm proud of you. Some fathers leave fortunes, some leave a name. I only hope I leave you enough love to last your whole life. Every evening around 6:30, he'd walk down Willow Lane with a cane in one hand, an old brown hat, through the sunshine or the rain. He'd sit beneath that willow tree, watching children laugh and play. Then he'd tip his hat to everyone before the light slipped away. Folks would whisper, "Who's he waiting for?" His wife passed years ago. Some said maybe she'd come back somehow, though deep down they all knew. But every day he'd take that seat, like he'd done for half his life, with a smile that held 1,000 tears for the love he'd called his wife. On the bench by the willow, where the evening shadows fall, some promises outlive the years and never fade at all. Love ain't measured by forever, or by how long two hearts can stay. why do you come here alone? The old man smiled and looked ahead before he softly spoke. 40 years ago she asked me if one day I leave first. Promise me you'll need me here each night until the Lord calls you home. The boy sat down beside him. Neither one had much to say. Sometimes the loudest lessons in this life are whispered anyway. So if you pass that willow tree and see one empty chair, remember love don't end with goodbye. It lingers in the air. A faithful heart keeps every promise, even when no one can see. And heaven smiles on ordinary men who love extraordinarily. One autumn evening, the bench was empty. The willows still swayed in the wind. But somewhere beyond the sunset, a promise had finally been kept.
That old courthouse still stands proudly, though the paint's begun to fade. The barber's gone, the hardware's closed, and the cinema's been replaced. But the clock above the square still chimes, just like it always did. Funny how some things keep perfect time, while the rest of us just live. Mrs. Carter still bakes apple pies for every church bake sale. Old Mr. Jenkins feeds the birds, then checks the morning mail. Kids still ride their bicycles down Maple Avenue. Some things never lose their way, they just wait for you. The old town clock keeps ticking. It don't care who's rich or poor. It watched us leave with bigger dreams and welcomed us once more. But the heart
of a little hometown never really fades away. I stopped beside my father's grave, brushed the leaves from off the stone. I smiled and said I made it back, though I never felt alone. The wind rolled through the cedar trees like an answer from above. Home isn't where you started, it's where you're remembered with love. Life's a highway with 1,000 turns, some smooth, some rough to ride, but every road worth traveling leads you back inside. The old town clock keeps ticking long after we're all gone. It measures more than passing years. It counts the hearts that carried on. If my name is ever spoken, when these boots have walked their last, I hope they say he loved his people and left this town better than he passed. The hands keep turning, the bell still rings, and somewhere a little town is still teaching the world what really matters.
I spent 20 years chasing dollars, working 6 long days a week. Thought the good life wore a necktie and success was what you'd keep. Bought a house up on the hillside with a view money couldn't hide, but every room just echoed louder when there was no one by my side. You can't buy Sunday or your little girl's first smile. You can't buy the front porch laughter or one more country mile. You can't buy the time you wasted trying to own this world somehow. The richest man ain't the one with the most, he's the one who's home right now. I drove back to my hometown just to clear my troubled mind. Saw my old man on his tractor like he'd never left behind. He shut the engine down and grinned, said, "Son, you've been gone too long." Then he hugged me without saying much. Some love don't need a song.
You can't buy Sunday. When the choir starts to sing, you can't buy your mama's cooking or the peace forgiveness brings. You can't buy another sunset after yesterday is gone. The best things that you'll ever own were never yours to own. Now I leave my phone inside the truck and watch the evening sky. Funny how slowing down a little can make a lifetime feel alive. You can't buy Sunday or the prayers your grandma prayed. You can't buy the love that stayed with you long after she passed away. So if you're chasing everything, make sure you don't miss home. 'Cause when the good Lord calls your name, love is all you're taking home. The bank counts dollars, heaven counts moments.
There's a little red sign by the highway, faded from the summer sun. Says closing Friday at 6 o'clock. After 41 years of serving everyone, Miss Annie still knows every regular. She doesn't need a pad or pen. She'll smile and say the usual, like she always has back then. That corner booth by the window is where my daddy asked Mom to dance. Well, not right there in the diner, but that's where he found the chance. They talked till they turned the chairs upside down. The coffee had long gone cold. Funny how forever starts with stories quietly told. So pour one last cup of coffee, let it warm these weathered hands. Raise it high for every memory and all the dreams this place has planned. Some buildings fall to pieces, some stories never do. You can't lock the front door forever, but you can't close the truth. Old Joe still sits there every Tuesday, reading yesterday's news. Says I buried half the folks I knew, but I still come for the view. The waitress laughed and topped him off like she had 1,000 times. You don't measure places by their walls, you measure them by lives. Tomorrow they'll tear that building down, put a parking lot in its place, but they can't bulldoze the laughter or the tears we left in grace. Every cup held someone's story, every table heard a prayer. If those old walls could sing tonight, heaven would stop and stare. So pour one last cup of coffee for the ones who've come and gone, for the first hello, the last goodbye, and every heart that carried on. Life keeps driving down the highway like a truck beneath the moon, but somewhere in this old world, there's always room for one more afternoon. The coffee pot went silent, but the stories never will.
I unlocked the barn this morning for the first time since he passed. Dust was dancing through the sunlight like it knew the years had passed. His old hat was on the workbench, his gloves were hanging by the door. Then I saw those worn-out cowboy boots right where he left them before. Daddy's old boots never walked on easy ground. They earned every mile on this little patch of town. They stood for what was right, even when nobody would. If I can fill those boots someday, I'd reckon I'd be good. But they ain't made of leather anymore. They're made of everything he stood for. He never drove a brand new pickup, never wore an expensive suit, but he'd stop to help a stranger before he'd buy himself new boots. Mama used to smile and tell me, your daddy's rich, can't you see? Back then I didn't understand, now those words mean everything. Daddy's old boots chased a life of gold. They walked beside the broken, and they carried heavy loads. They knelt beside my bedside, taught these hands to pray. Now every step I take in life, I still hear what he'd say. One day my little boy asked me, "Dad, why don't you throw these away?" I smiled and pulled him closer. Then I heard myself say, "These old boots remind me, son, that a man is more than what he owns. It's the promises he keeps and the love he leaves at home. When they lay me down someday, don't remember what I bought. Just remember I tried to live the way your grandpa taught." The leather's cracked, the soles are worn, but some footprints never fade.
There's an old dirt road where the blackbirds fly, past a church with a weathered steeple, where everybody knows your daddy's name, and a handshake's still enough for people. That little town ain't changed much at all, just the faces and the years gone by. But every time I cross that county line, it feels like coming back to life. Give me one more sunset home, where the fields turn gold and the river rolls, where mama's supper's on the stove and daddy's stories never grow old. You can keep your city lights, your fast lanes, and your silver skies. I'd trade it all before tomorrow for one more sunset home. Porch swing still sings the same song every time the evening breeze comes through. There's a coffee cup on the kitchen table, like somebody's still waiting for you. Funny how the smallest things can bring a grown man to his knees. A photograph, an old front gate, or the smell of fresh cut cedar trees. Give me one more sunset home, where the stars still shine without a fight, where love is spoken without words and wrongs are made right overnight. You can have your crowded streets, your tall glass towers touching skies. I'd rather hear those crickets singing under one more sunset home. Freight train, never slowing for our plans, but I've learned the richest roads in life lead right back where they begin. Give me one more sunset home, where forgiveness lives beside the fire, where little dreams become enough and simple hearts never tire. When my final day is done, lay me where the wildflowers grow, so I can watch forever one more sunset home. Some folks spend their whole life searching, only to find that home never a place they left behind.